Hey guys, welcome back to another Conan Exiles video. Today I've got another easy base edition build for you, and this time it's a fairly small oil farm you can place either inside the walls of your base or at your nearest water source. You can see the requirements on screen now, though of course you can use whatever materials you prefer. As always, feel free to screenshot the blueprint, and without further ado, let's get started. I started off with an underwater 5x5 made from pillars, ceilings and wall pieces. I then built up by one tile, extended out some ceilings and used the pillar trick to place corner pillars in a 3x3 shape on the interior. If you want an easier to construct build, or if you just don't like the look of the pillars, you can omit this step completely. Once the pillars were placed, I built a partial ceiling one tile up to cover the layer below, and also placed some sloping sides on the edge of the base plate. I recommend having the Riders of Hyboria DLC to replace the pillars with stable pillars, as they make snapping easier and you can then replace the stable pillars with whichever pillars you were using. I then covered the gap between the floors with stone brick ramp pieces to create the fishing floor. Next, the ground floor. I built the walls 2 tiles high with stone brick pieces, including windows on the front and back side of the build. I built the walls 1 tile high on the entrance section as I want that to sit just below the roofing. Next, on the interior, I built a 1x3 strip above the gap in the floor below. I used flotsam stairs to allow access to that strip, and then did the same with a second 1x3 on the second tile of walls. I did later remove and then replace that catwalk, as I wasn't 100% sure of the placement at the time, but that feature did stay. I also built out a 1 tile perimeter of ceilings on the second tile of walls to mirror the 5x5 below. Next, for the roofing. Above the 5x5 ceiling outline, I built 1 more tile of walls and a flat finished gable. I used thatch roof pieces atop the outline to flow into the roof, which I then finished in a simple open gable fashion, closing off the top of the roof with wall caps and rooftop pieces. Finally, I attached the build to the landscape. This part will likely depend on where you build, but in this setting I used bridge pieces from the Debaucheries of Decreto DLC to run over to a 2x1 strip connected to the land with a staircase. As with my last EBA, I'll also show you how I decorated the build. I placed 4 fluid presses on the first catwalk to facilitate squishing the fish down into oil. I also then went up onto the second catwalk to place a whole bunch of chests. In total there are 3 lines of 6 chests here, so 18 in total, and with the 2 preserving boxes I'll throw into the basement and the 2 chests on the ground floor, this build can hold up to a total of 660 stacks of items, though if for some reason you need more, you likely can cram some more storage into this build. I threw down a quick wall brazier and headed down into the basement. Here I placed down 2 preserving boxes below the door section, and then placed down shellfish and regular fish traps throughout the floor. The preserving boxes aren't necessarily needed, as fish do decay much slower in the traps, it's just there for convenience just in case. There's plenty of room for fish traps here, and I included shellfish traps as a way for this base to also provide food, though of course if you prefer you can just remove them and replace them entirely with regular fish traps if you want to solely focus on oil production. Finally, back on the ground floor, I added a small section with an artisan bench and a bed so you can have a respawn point in this build. Nothing too fancy, as of course it's not designed as a living space, but just for convenience really. If you prefer, you can replace the artisan bench with another workbench for the purposes of on-the-go repairs if you need to. And there we have it, a small oil farming build designed to slot inside or close to your pre-existing base. I designed this build with a rustic style using stone brick and thatch, but you can use whatever style you want to fit into your base or your character design, as you can see with these few examples here. Thanks for watching. You guys seem to enjoy my previous Carpenter's Workshop Easy Base edition, and I've wanted to come up with an oil farming base for a while. If you've got suggestions for future Easy Base editions, feel free to let me know in the comments and I'll see what I can do. If you enjoy my content, all the links to my Twitch, Twitter, Discord, Patreon, Host Havoc affiliate page, NordVPN discount and NordPass discount are available in the description below. However, of course, you can simply just leave a like, a comment or subscribe. Any of those are very greatly appreciated. Patrons get a bunch of nice benefits, including sneak peeks of videos, your name in every video, custom made wallpapers in 1080p and 4K resolutions, full-size build blueprints, Discord roles and more. That being said, a massive thanks to all of our esteemed coffee cultists on screen now for continuing to support the channel over on Patreon. Again, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you soon.